A successful yes vote for the local government referendum would be a disaster for Australian democracy, the Constitution and local communities. In 1901, the Constitution tied Australia's colonies to form a nation. The Founding Fathers had to decide how to divide responsibilities between the states and the new federal government. The Commonwealth got things like defence, foreign affairs and immigration. The states were left with everything else. But at the last minute, the founders put in Section 96, which allows Canberra to give the states money for anything and impose whatever conditions they see fit. 112 years later, the Commonwealth uses Section 96 to interfere with everything from education to hospitals.
What action will the Prime Minister take to stop the blame game in health between the Commonwealth and the states?
The Rudd Labor government is committed to creating an education revolution.
Section 96 is responsible for the blame game. The referendum would add local government into Section 96. It would make a complete dog's breakfast of the Constitution. Canberra will also be able to interfere with your rubbish collection, your local planning, and what colour you can paint your front door. Dean Smith is Senator from Western Australia.
This is a century-long attempt to take power away from local communities and to put it into the hands of Canberra bureaucrats and politicians. Ratepayers will be losers out of this referendum proposal. Local communities will lose their ability to make local decisions.
In 2010, Julia Gillard promised constitutional recognition of local government to the Greens and Independents as a trade for their support. But the Australian people have rejected it twice before. At the 1974 election, Gough Whitlam asked whether Canberra should have the power to give money to councils. 53% of Australians said no. Then in 1988, the Hawke government asked whether councils should be symbolically recognised in the Constitution. This time 66% of voters said no. Steve Russell is Mayor of Hornsby in New South Wales.
Do we really want the federal government telling us how to treat our ratepayers? I don't think so. The horrifying part is at this stage in this referendum, we don't know what strings are going to be attached, but you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be strings attached and we'll be being told what to do and how to do it, and maybe even going into areas that local government has no business being in.
The federal government will still be able to support local government as it has since the 1920s. But if the referendum is successful, it will eliminate local control of councils. It will concentrate power in Canberra, and it will undermine the Constitution's systems of checks and balances. It will turn Australian democracy on its head. It deserves to fail.